So a lot of you out there have been asking me about Dolby's AtmosFX, especially the fear effects, in time for Halloween. So this is the DIY build. I'm going to show you exactly how to make a £26 AtmosFX capable projection screen. Check the links in the video description if you want to use the same effects as I've used in this video. Now the actual fear effects projection material is so expensive, you get a small little bit, it costs you about £40 and you can barely cover a double window. So what we've gone for is a poly cotton, I think that's what it's called, poly cotton. Now freeze the video here if you want to check what this is. I got 2 meters of it because I didn't know how big I was going to make my screen. As far as other materials is concerned, what I needed was a saw. If you got a circular saw or a mitre saw, use that. Got a staple gun, a square, some angular brackets to make the frame, some hanging eyelets to screw into the top of the frame if you're going to wall hang it. Our wood is 75 wide and 2.4 meters long. This is just plain old pine strip wood. You can use whatever. You can also vary the size that I'm about to talk about for your project. So the frame size I was going for had a height of 30 inches and a width of 57.5. Now I'm going to add 2 inches extra to that on both the height and the width. Now if you do want to follow my plan, then check the link in the video description. All of the sizes and the measurements and the required equipment will be listed. Now I went ahead and measured and marked. I didn't deviate from my original size. Your size may vary. Get a pen. Grab yourself a roofing square or a square of any sort, mark off the cuts. Now one thing I did forget to mention, the projector I'm using for my setup is the H96P, but you can use any old projector. So once you've got all of the markings right and you're happy that everything's ready for your frame, go ahead and grab your saw, use a jigsaw, use a circular saw, whatever you want, go ahead and actually cut the material and get your 4 pieces prepared. So by now you should have something that resembles a frame. Use a square to make sure everything's flush. So now go ahead and grab your angular brackets. I prefer these over nail plates. Nail plates, the metal ones, they tend to be quite malleable and the frame will twist. Angle brackets or L brackets like these are much better. Now you could use 2 to secure each corner. Seems a bit overkill based on the weight and the wood that we're using. So go ahead and actually hand tighten it using a screwdriver all 4 corners. Then you have your frame, and once that's done, we're going to get on to the fabric. So by now you should have something that looks like this, a rigid enough frame that you can move it around without much flex. So once that is done, we laid down our projection surface on another bigger sheet. The sheet that we just used a normal bed sheet, and what my wife is actually doing, she's double folding it, and then the third fold, it lines up perfectly with the inside edge of the wood, which will be the inside of the square frame. Now this process did take a long time, and this is not something, I mean, if I was left to my own devices, this would have turned out horribly, but we followed her steps. So basically we did the 2 shorter ends and then we did the 2 longer ends, and I'm just sitting here firing staples at her. I didn't actually realise that it was going to hit her in the face, or that was stupid. Don't do that. Yeah, so this process did actually take about 20 minutes, but the end result was so much better than what I had expected. There was no sagging or anything like that, and all of the corners were stretched perfectly with no creases. Check out the end result. So here is the fruits of our labour, an hour and a half of work, and this is what we ended up with. A nice big screen that was perfectly tensioned with no creases. Now let's go download the FX. So basically what I did next was I actually carried this actual screen upstairs, set up the H96P projector. It's probably the best one, like I said, it's probably the best one that I've actually tested. And as you can see, that the actual screen, on reverse, it actually works perfectly as an actual projector screen. Yes, it doesn't have the same level of contrast as blackout fabric would give you, but you know what, as a portable screen, this is much better than just shining on the wall. So what I did was head over to the AtmosFX website, and I downloaded a couple of scenes. You can go to Amazon, actually download a DVD and do this all through a laptop or a PC or a DVD player. But check it out, this is absolutely amazing. And just remember, £26 is all that it will cost me to actually do this setup. Now that £26 also included the £5 that I paid for a 15-minute long scene that I've actually downloaded off the website. And I apologise for the shaky video. I've ripped a ligament in my left knee. Leave me a like just for that. But as you can see, for the effect, it looks pretty damn cool. So that is really, really good. And there's so many different scenes that you guys can download, and it's really good. And as far as the shaky video, I'm trying to hobble and hold the camera at the same time, and it's not working. But the effect is absolutely amazing. So if you want to do something big for Halloween that will scare the neighbours, or maybe even get them to call the cops, because I don't think anybody expected this. But until next time, my name is Mike. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.